I talked about the practical impact of this ruling with the man who leads SUNY. Here now, my one-on-one interview with Chancellor Dr. John King. Chancellor King, we certainly appreciate you taking some time, and I wonder if you can first just give us your reaction to this ruling and your response to the majority of justices here, 6 of them, saying that using race in admissions essentially discriminates against Asian and white students, though we've been doing this for decades. What do you make of it?
Look, this decision today is bad for our democracy. It is going to make it more difficult for our most selective colleges to reflect the diversity of the country. It's going to undermine the quality of education available at those institutions. And unfortunately, the logic of the opinion really misrepresents how admissions work. The reality is what selective colleges are doing is building a pool of qualified candidates, which is much bigger than the pool of slots available in the class, and then trying to build a class that reflects a diversity of students, whether that's considering race or considering diversity of talents that students might have, diversity of geographic location. The suggestion that the majority makes that somehow less qualified students are being admitted, it's false. That's not how it works.
What is the practical impact at UB and our other SUNY schools now that this ruling is in place? What will change?
Yeah. Well, look, we are deeply committed at SUNY to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And across our 64 campuses, there's a place for every New York student, whether that's in a community college, a four-year institution, or at one of our university centers like UB. Now, as we are doing admissions, we're going to continue to work to have a diverse class, a socioeconomically diverse class, a class that includes students who are first in their family to go to college. The Supreme Court was clear today that campuses can look at adversity that students may have overcome and consider how students see themselves and their identity and the role that race plays in that. So we're going to continue to have diversity at our campuses, but the Supreme Court has taken a tool away from not only SUNY campuses, but all campuses across the country, and that's a mistake.
So you talk about a tool being taken away. What do you then do to continue that, goal of having a diverse student population?
Yeah. Well, certainly outreach is very important. Making sure that students in every high school know the opportunities available at SUNY. As you know, we sent letters home just a few weeks ago to every New York student outside of New York City, letting them know there's a place for them at their local community college. So we're going to continue to do outreach. In our admissions process, we're going to continue to look at socioeconomic status, at whether or not students are first in their family to go to college. We're going to look at the adversity students may have overcome. All of that will play a role in building a class. But again, it's going to be more difficult, particularly in some of our graduate programs, to make sure that we fully reflect the diversity of the state. And we're going to have to work very hard to overcome additional obstacles in our way created by today's Supreme Court decision.
Even before today's decision, 9 states had actually prohibited using race as a factor in admissions. Are there lessons to learn from those states, including California? Because, some of the research has shown us that there was a drop in minority populations in some of these, especially, as you mentioned, these really competitive programs when affirmative action was taken away.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very sobering context here. When affirmative action was banned in California and Michigan, they saw an immediate, precipitous drop in the enrollment of students of color, particularly African-American students. Now, in those states, universities have tried to use stronger investments in recruitment to reach out to a broader set of communities. Some states have tried to put in place plans where students in every high school, for example, at the top of their class are automatically admitted. Texas tried to use that approach. The evidence is those kinds of initiatives can make up some of the ground, but not all of the ground, because the reality is race plays a role in American society. We still have disparities in the opportunities that are available to students because of race and because of our complex history as a country around issues of race.
SUNY Chancellor John King, thanks so much for joining us and giving your perspective on this important day.
Thank you.